Hello, and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today, I am so excited because we are going to do a collaboration video with the Sims community. They have built this amazing house, and I'm going to go ahead and furnish it today. So before we get into the video, please don't forget to have a look at the description box below. I'm going to share all of their information and go and watch their YouTube video of them building the actual house. And they also did the landscaping, and they did an amazing backyard. So yeah, let's go ahead and finish this amazing house now. Okay, so they've done the landscaping as I mentioned, and they've also done like the posts, the rails, the stairs, and the foundation. So I don't modify what they've already done, and I kind of would have liked to have put some stairs at the back of the house, but I didn't touch anything because I didn't want to like intrude and break the rules of the collaboration. But I did have to paint the outside of the house. So here I'm trying to decide what I want to do because obviously they've done the foundation color, and I was wondering if I should kind of continue the brick or go with like paneling. And then this brick worked really well, but I didn't know if it was kind of too much and too tall. The foundations are quite high on this house, which I found a little bit challenging, which was good because it really got me to, think about what the best option would be. So we settled with this red color eventually because I thought it worked quite nicely with the like the wood features of the house. And then we go for modern kind of basic white windows because sometimes I feel like if you go a bit crazy with the windows, you can make a house look really bad. And I thought these ones were pretty safe options. Hopefully you agree with me. And I've realized I've said the word like a million times, so I'm really sorry. I really should stop doing that. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and pick kind of like a modern front door in white to go with the windows, and inside we're going for like a light and airy kind of like contemporary theme. So not super fancy or anything. A nice family home. The layout was also prescribed by a layout that the Sims community sent to me. I forgot about this until about midway through the build, so you might see little snatches of a different layout. For example, I think you saw the new rocking chair go in the back room there. That was me reminding myself what I wanted each room to be. But then I realized there was actually a layout I had to follow. So that doesn't become the knitting room, that becomes the laundry and bathroom. But yeah, so the kitchen we begin with, and actually I put the kitchen where the kitchen was meant to go, which I was really pleased with because I was kind of dreading having to redo the kitchen because I spent a lot of time on it. So I'm really glad that even though I didn't look at the layout at the beginning, I got the kitchen in the right place. The dining table is also kind of meant to be near there, so I wasn't too far off. I do go back and kind of modify things at a later stage, though. We start with a bathroom because I was feeling really overwhelmed. I've never really done a collaboration before, so I was like, oh my goodness, I want this to be amazing, and I want to show my decorating skills if I have any. I don't know. But yeah, this was me working in the lounge room. That is totally not the lounge room either, by the way. I did try and delete most of the footage, but apparently I failed. Oops. Maybe I should delete this. I think I'm going to delete it in a second. But yeah, that's where the lounge room was going to go until I realized there was a layout issue and actually a layout to follow. I realize the more I speak, the less sense I'm making. Does that happen to you guys too? So this is the living room actual location. So at the moment it's like the hallway, and I'm doing this really cool thing that I've loved doing with the nifty knitting, like not desk but like console table. If you flip it backwards against the wall, you get a nice solid piece of furniture if you don't want the clutter. So I like this how it's like two in one kind of. Now this is the master bedroom, and I wanted to go really fancy with the headboard and kind of merge the bed into it, but it kept like poking up the top, and then I felt like if you lifted the console up it wouldn't work. I nearly went for the pillows, but I wasn't really feeling it, and also maybe it was a little bit too fancy. So, I mean, it's still a pretty fancy master bedroom. We end up going with this white bed, which I actually really like. I feel like it balances realism and like what people could actually afford really nicely. I feel like a lot of the beds in The Sims are not the best, but the one that one's nice and neutral, and it kind of goes with any theme, I feel. I hope. We also have some clutter on the bedside tables to make it look, more lived in. I'm a massive fan of clutter. I try not to do too much. Also because I use move objects. I never know if when people place the lot if it's actually going to be there or not. So yeah, just only a little bit of clutter, and then we go and have a little like dressing table nook as well. I was going to put like a wardrobe there, like a built-in wardrobe, but I thought a dressing table might be nice because I always forget about them, and I feel like they really do make a house feel, more lived in, I guess would be the word. We don't go for heaps of decorations on it. I keep it pretty neat, and I feel like as a whole, this house is pretty neat. There's not like clutter everywhere. We go for a little, what would you call it, like a wardrobe dresser thing at the base of the bed, and yeah, that's pretty much the master bedroom done, guys. I think we throw in a little bit more clutter because, as I've said, I do like a little bit of clutter. Oh, and we do mirrors as well. I like how, that end of the wall is mirrored, so it kind of makes the room feel a bit bigger and nice and light because there's not a lot of windows in this house. Maybe I should have done more, I'm not sure. But also, sometimes you have too many windows, so yeah, and also some more clutter. That's when I realized there was a floor plan. So you'll probably see me referring to that a couple more times. I have to delete the laundry that I did because that is now a bedroom. So this house ends up having a master bedroom and then three other bedrooms. One of them is kind of like a guest bedroom, and then I feel like this one could be maybe a teenager's bedroom. I guess it could be a guest bedroom too. Actually, is that bed? That bed's eco living, isn't it? And those tables are. Oh no, I'm not meant to use eco living. Okay. Well, I'm going to go in and modify the house and then put a screenshot at the end of the actual bedroom, I guess. Because I think this entire bedroom is eco living. And I'm not meant to use eco living in this deliberation. Okay, what a fail, but at least I've realized it now, I guess. So yeah, this is, the teenagers or the guest bedroom, and I really like how it turned out. I like how, there's a lot of artwork and it's quite green in the theme. Also, side note, at the very end of the video, I go ahead and repaint all the walls. I don't know if I'm a bit weird, but usually I do the lighting and the walls at the very end of my builds. So like when I'm building, I put the subtle saucer lights all over the house so I can actually see what I'm doing. And then at the very end, I delete all the lighting and then replace the lights and maybe put, some feature pendants in. And then the same with the wall colors. I usually keep all the walls the same until the very end. And I don't like doing too many different colors of walls either in my houses, which is kind of a shame because we do have a lot of options in The Sims. This is where the dining table was meant to go if you look at the floor plan, but I couldn't fit one in, and then I had to delete part of the kitchen, and then I felt like it looked really weird. So I did kind of break the rules a tiny bit and I moved the dining table across the room slightly because I felt like it became really constrictive if I kept the wall there and everything. So you can see here I'm moving everything, and then eventually the table goes in the nook opposite the kitchen, which I think still works. So initially I was going to put it in the middle of the room, but then by the time you had the lounge room where it was meant to go, it was, yeah, a bit crazy. Now I do this like custom made. Okay, so I'm going ahead and making this custom made TV unit, which I really like in theory, but I'm a little bit unsettled about the color. I don't love the color. I briefly thought about swapping it to the white option for this cabinet, but it was kind of like a weird blue tone on top, which I didn't really like. So we keep it this like warm yellowy wood color with the mission brown kind of on top, but I don't love it. but I spent a lot of time on it, and I do think it looks realistic, and it kind of helps the area because this lunchroom's kind of in a not an ideal location. So it's kind of right near the front door, and I didn't want it to block the front door too much. So we have like no proper coffee table, and it's basically one sofa and then the TV unit. Because yeah, I didn't want to go too crazy because as I said, there was not a lot of room. I think if it was maybe one square wider, it might have helped. But that's part of the whole following on from building a house, furnishing a house that somebody else has built. You kind of have to use your brain more to just decorate it, and it kind of makes you do things that you wouldn't normally do, which I really liked, I have to say. And I loved this TV. I loved this TV unit as a TV unit. I thought it looked really realistic and really awesome. It's more like, do I like the color? So you can see here, I finally decided to settle on a dining table. That one was kind of a placeholder. I decided I could do better. I really struggled with the color of these seats. I didn't know if I wanted them to be white or wood, but I decided for the white because, we do have a lot of wood in this house, especially with the TV unit and the floor. And yeah, I felt like we could break that up a little bit. So you can see here, I'm deleting what used to be the lounge room, and that becomes a bedroom, I think. No, it becomes the laundry. Okay, I've completely confused myself. It becomes a laundry and it's also a bathroom. I guess in terms of The Sims, it's not the best. It's not the best because if your Sims walking in on the shower, they'll get grumpy. But I didn't want to split it into. I mean, I guess I could have split it into two and had like two doors, but I thought this was semi-realistic, and I kind of liked. I liked how it ended up looking. So we have a lot of laundry clutter, and then at the end we have a nice, clean, modern bathroom. So you have to share like the laundry sink, but I think that's fine. It would be a bit weird, I think, if you had two sinks in one room. I wanted to provide the Sims some privacy, so I put these curtains up. I didn't curtain every window, but I did do curtains for some rooms. Like, for example, I didn't do curtains for the master bedroom because I wasn't really sure which ones would work best, and I really did like how it looked. So, yeah. Here we are putting some artwork up near the dining table so that it doesn't feel like you're shoved in the corner, and then hopefully the mirror helps with that as well. We're adding a bit more clutter, and then we're going to go ahead and clutter up the kitchen, and I also spend a bit of time trying to figure out where to put a door for the outdoor decking, because obviously in my first building attempt of this house, I didn't follow the layout, and the door was going to be in the lounge room, but that then became the kids' bedroom, and I felt like it was maybe weird if there was a door in that room. So the door eventually moves to the kitchen, and I think it works fine. But yeah, and then I guess why I kind of put the kitchen door in a weird place, or some might say weird place, is because I spent so long cluttering up the kitchen and doing like these cool shelf things that you will see in a moment that I didn't want to delete my work. So I guess that's a bit lazy, but yeah, I wanted to do something a little bit special in the kitchen because it's very white and a little bit bland. So yeah, you'll soon see that I go for a lot of shelving units kind of above the fridge, and then we throw a whole heap of little clutter items up there, and I think it ends up looking really realistic. And we also get to use this nice wooden cabinet as a bit of a feature, and it kind of kind of ties in the rest of the room with the kitchen. It's a slightly different color, but I mean, I think it's okay. And I mean, it's kind of far away from wood, so I think that makes it okay as well. So yeah, here comes the clutter that you can see. And I feel like as a whole, we have a decent amount of clutter available for the kitchen in the Sims 4, which is very pleasing. I find that sizing down some of the things also helps on these shelves because otherwise they kind of look way too big. So yeah, there's that. Deleting the rest of the stuff and then moving over here. And then soon enough, I will realize that those shelves are poking through. So I put that there, but don't worry, we do move it. This is me when I realize, oh, the door's kind of not in the best place. Especially when I decided to go for this bed and it officially became a kid's bedroom. Oh no, is that an eco lifestyle bedside table? I think it is. Don't worry, when I upload this house to the gallery, also my gallery information will be in the description box below. I will make sure that there's no eco living or nifty knitting. I know I used one piece of clutter from nifty knitting, I think. Um, yeah. I was really absorbed in the build and clearly I was not paying attention to what I was doing. So while I was rambling about that, you saw me put the kitchen door in and then I'm moving those shelves over so that we don't have to have a weird cabinet there hiding them. I guess my first option was a bit lazy, wasn't it? So here we go with the kids' bedroom, and I actually really like how this turns out. At the start, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. We go for the half up, half down curtain because they gave us that option in The Sims, and I feel like this is a bit of a rant, so I'm sorry, guys. But when I started to make YouTube videos, I really got involved in the Twitter community with The Sims. And I feel like all I see is hate for The Sims, which really bothers me. They're always complaining about packs or how we don't have a color wheel or whatever the issue is. They're always complaining. But I feel like the Sims team deserves a massive round of applause because the game that they have given us is amazing, and like they always listen to us. Like at the start there was no pools, remember that? And they gave us pools for free. Did they make us pay for pools? No, they were like, okay, we'll patch them in. And throughout the whole, I don't know how many years has it been. I I'm not even going to guess. But throughout the many years, they keep giving us patches. We can alt move windows and doors recently. They didn't make us pay for that. They could have done like a building pack actually with the stairs. Now we can manipulate the stairs in different ways. So yeah, I don't know why I'm rambling. Why am I rambling about that? I don't know. Oh yeah, the half up, half down with the curtains in the kids' bedroom. I mean, that was a really cool option, and I feel like yeah, they do a lot of cool things in The Sims that sometimes gets overlooked. So this is the guest bedroom, and in my head, sorry about the rant, guys. In my head, this was the guest room that like nobody really used. So there's a lot of storage in this room and a lot of wardrobes. So maybe this is the room where you kind of shove all the mess. I don't know. And then at Christmas time, when you have a million relatives staying over, then you dust it off. We do a little bit of a failure. We put some paintings leaning up against the wall, and then that seat actually means that you can't use the bed. But don't worry, I did player test this house, and I move everything over it by a couple of millimeters, and then it works. So now we're going to the back decking, and I'm cluttering it up a little bit. I quickly bought a barbecue on it, but then they have a barbecue down on the lawn, so I decided that was completely pointless and a very bad idea. So I get rid of that in a second. Don't worry. Um, and we are pretty much done. So before I totally run out of things to say, oh, I also before I do stop talking, and yes, don't worry, I will stop talking, I promise. I used the yellow seats because they had the Sims community had used yellow seats on the lawn. I go ahead and paint the walls, do the lights, whatever. But yeah, before we get to the end of the video, there will be screenshots coming up very soon of the rest of the house and the house completed. I want to say a massive thank you to the Sims community for doing a collaboration with me. I feel so honored, and also the house that they built is amazing. It was a lot of fun to finish this. So please don't forget to have a look in the description box below. Go and find them on YouTube and Twitter and share them, share the love around and tell them how awesome they are. And I also want to say a massive thank you to you for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you did like this video, and have a wonderful day. Bye. it's me again. This is the bedroom that I fixed up. Thanks for watching again. Bye.